Live, Punk Rock Raduno on Twitch, in the house, in the place to be, Andrea from the Manges.
Hello,
Legendary.
everyone. Hello. Road to the second worst raduno.
A long road. We start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe. How are you, Andrea? Tell me all the news of the last week.
We just got a couple more months. I'm doing good. It's a lazy, rainy Sunday. I spent all day in bed. Even too lazy to watch a movie,
Yes. Well, for those who's gonna watch this later or are watching outside of Italy, the weather is not as beautiful and sunny as you would expect from Italy. So even if we could go out until 10 o'clock in the evening, we are still stuck at home because it's raining. But something good happened because I guess you started working back at the Scaletta Rock Club.
Yeah, I started this week. We have the local club in La Spezia, which has been going on for more than 25 years now, and where the Manges played a lot of times. Where it used to be my job about 20 years ago. For a long time, I was working there and booking shows, and now I'm back. I'm back.
How do you feel?
Exciting,
yes. And I'm back too, working at Edonè because we reopened on Friday and with the rain. But the two times that it was not raining, there was a lot of people. So I think it's going to be a good summer, even if we still are in a pandemic. But we are getting ready for the second Worst Raduno, which is going to be the event of Punk Rock Raduno from this year, 16, 17, 18 of July of this year. And tonight as well, we are going to announce a new band playing. And I guess we also have another good news, which is for all the international friends that are, just considering the idea of traveling outside of their country and maybe visiting Italy, maybe during the days of Second Worst Raduno, and maybe in Bergamo. Italy just passed a law that you don't have to be in quarantine when you arrive in Italy. So basically, you are free to come and enjoy your holidays in Italy, which is finally a good move from Italy, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. This is a law that is mostly direct. It concerns tourism, of course. But Italian culture and live music are part of this thing. So Bergamo, where we do the Punk Rock Raduno, is pretty close to the international airport, and this is probably one of the winning points of the festival because people from all over Europe had Ryanair airport just very, very close to the venue, to the main venue. So this is good news. Because we can now think we can expect some of our international friends at this festival too.
Yes, exactly. We say hi to Arthur Dent that is saying that our original flyer was wrong. Yes, we realize it was a mistake. Believe me, we do so many mistakes during our, and we still do, and we will do more mistakes. We are good because we are back in working and we are here with you guys. So thank you so much for joining in. Pulcetto says, yes, we realized the mistake. And so of course, if you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe to our channel, because you won't complain about it, because we are going to use it for more content in the future, and we are also going to use it to stream live for free the next event of Punk Rock Raduno, so Second Worst Raduno, and maybe even Punk Rock Raduno 5, which is postponed to the next year, 2022, and it's going to be fantastic. So hi, Hermosa Samosa, and Arthur again, and we are going to have an exciting guest tonight.
One more thing I wanted to say.
Sure.
This week a podcast named The Dummy Room just released an interview with me and you, Franz, where we spoke about the festival and where we announced another band that's playing the festival this year. So last week on this channel, we said with Ivo, we said that the Apers are playing, and another band which is still, and not an Italian band, an international band actually.
Yeah.
They're pretty close. Another band is playing the festival and has been announced already.
And to discover it, you have to go to check out the podcast, The Dummy Room. And honestly, if you listen to punk rock, and in particular our kind of punk rock, which is, Ramonesy, Lookout style 90s punk rock, then you should know about The Dummy Room, which is probably the best podcast. It's made by this great guy called Nate out of Wisconsin, USA. And if you just Google like The Dummy Room, the latest episode is featuring me and Andrea. We discuss about punk rock Raduno memories, the future, the past, and we announced a new band. We listened to music. It was pretty enjoyable, and we got great feedbacks from it. And so
a lot of fun.
Yeah. So let's see here. Oh, still Arthur Dent is our biggest fan in these live sessions. So of course, if you want to ask questions or to say something, you're more than welcome to just type in something on the chat. And if you want to ask questions to our guest, you're more than welcome. What else? I should remind that we just released a few months ago the Punk Rock Raduno vinyl live at Punk Rock Raduno, the Creeps and Decracks, and we still have a few copies of the Creeps LP, and after that they are all gone. The Decracks is already sold out, so if you want to check out the Creeps live at Punk Rock Raduno vinyl LP, you should check out punkrockraduno.com or our Bandcamp website, and there you can find the last handful of copies. We are working on some new vinyl, and soon we are going to announce them, but they are going to be really amazing. And it's live, it's mixed by Brown Barcella, who produced in the past the Pee-wees, the Apers, Mangis, and more. And it's basically Punk Rock Raduno on LP with colored vinyl, great artwork by Lucrezia. And you support the festival buying it, and also it's going to be a series, so you don't want to find yourself buying one of the next installment of the series and then regret that you don't have the first one. So I really wish I could have had that beautiful Creeps LP that is now on sale, but not later. They're going to end up soon. So,
you don't want missing pieces on your collection.
Hello from Minnesota, USA. Beautiful. I bet in Minnesota the weather is much nicer than in Italy right now. How is in Minnesota? And greetings from Rome and from Como. And what else?
Ciao.
Ciao to everyone. So I guess did we forget something? No, I think we have everything. Yeah. So let's just introduce our guest for tonight. We are really excited because finally we have them with us. It's going to be weird to talk with them because they are Italians and they are from Rome, from our capital. So let's welcome now GIUDA,
two legends,
and Tenda. Hey.
Hi everybody. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good.
I'm good, thank you.
So Lorenzo is the guitar player and Tenda is the singer. Of course, if you know GIUDA, you know what I'm talking about. They are probably one of the biggest Italian prides in rock and roll, punk, glam rock. It's one of the most known Italian band outside of Italy. And we are here for a reason, Andrea. You want to say the reason why we invited well, of course, they are friends since a long time, and we share the same passion for punk rock and rock and roll. But
of course,
there is a particular reason, and I guess everyone understood already why we are doing this right now.
You guys already know. GIUDA is the GIUDA are playing the next edition, the Second Worst Raduno. This is going to happen on the Friday, July the 16th in Bergamo Edonè. And this is something that makes us really proud. And thank you guys for letting us book your band at a stupid little festival.
Oh, thank you to invite us.
Yeah, it will be a pleasure to play there. Finally.
Big pleasure.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Finally, because people listening, you should know that first of all, Punk Rock Raduno is big in our hearts, but it's still a pretty small festival. And GIUDA lately has been, going to the biggest festival in the world, selling a lot of records and making us proud.
Busy guys, very busy.
Yes, busy guys too. So for them to come, and play at our festival, make us proud. But we have to thank you a lot for that, guys. And I think it's gonna be the first show planned for the next summer for GIUDA, or you have other shows planned?
We have a couple of gigs that are still not sure, but we are working to. It's a difficult time, so we don't know if it's gonna happen, but yes, it will be probably the first or the second gig we are gonna play this summer, right, Tenda? Am I right?
Yeah. But sure, we will be one of the first bands who will come back on stage. So we are very excited.
That's awesome.
And for everyone listening outside of Italy, shows still are happening with people, with social distancing, and with people sit on a table or on a chair, so kind of a theater style. And it's not your first time, guys, because both GIUDA and the Mangis did something similar the last September, I guess, in Rome for the release party of the Mangis album produced by GIUDA. Correct?
Yes.
How was that?
It was weird, but I have to say it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. People had a lot of fun. They were sitting, but they really enjoyed it. Sometimes someone tried to stand up and
stand up. Yes.
But yeah. But no, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it, and I guess the Mangis enjoyed it too. It was
it was fun. It was fun. It was the environment was very relaxed, and people were really excited to see a show anyway.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You could feel the room, even if everybody was sitting at the table. I loved it. It was 2 nights in Rome. Those were the last 2 shows I played ever, and I hope I'll be on stage pretty soon. With the Mangis too, but this is gonna happen for sure in autumn for us, I guess. And but this summer I have exciting work with the festival and with the club I'm working in. So I'm gonna see a good bunch of shows.
Cool. And there is a lot of discussion between, a lot of festival postponed, which of course for, good reasons, but a lot of people say like, oh no, you cannot have rock and roll shows with people sit down on a theater or stuff like that. But I really believe that people is so excited to see a show, to watch a band, and to meet people that the important is the passion for music. Then of course we will prefer to sing along and be all close together to the stage, but I really believe that people that saw GIUDA and the Mangis in Rome really enjoyed it, in particular after 1 year of lockdown.
I think we had a very great time. I think that we played both the band a very good show. And yes, it was, as Lorenzo told, a little bit weird. It seems like a jazz club with all the people seated and drinking wine. But I think it's a different way to have back something we need. So if in these moments is the only way to do the things, okay, that's good. You have good bands on stage and you can relax and listen to the music maybe in a different way, without pogo or dancing or whatever. But it's just a window. We are waiting for the next future for things to change. So at the moment it's good. Maybe in other places of Europe it's not allowed to do. You're not allowed to go to shows and things like that. So if this is the way, it is welcome.
Yeah. Talking about the future, are you guys working on something new? Like, how did you spend the last months in the lockdown? And I know you guys released a beautiful box set with
Yes.
7 inches, right?
Yes, we released the box set because it was 10 years since the release of our first album, Resi Roller. So we decided to release this box set to celebrate this happening. And at the moment, we have some projects, but we still don't know exactly what we are going to do. For sure, we want to be back to play live. We had some proposal to play outside Italy too, but it's everything is going to change, and we don't know yet what is going to happen in the next future, because things are changing so fast every day. So we have to wait a little bit to understand everything. By the way, as I told you, we have some project. We were talking about a new release, but we will see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
We are listening to a lot of music. And personally, I'm studying Pro Tools to start to do something. At 42 years old, I decided to learn how to make some music at home. So it's pretty funny.
Nice. I see many bands are already booking shows for next year, 2022. Are you guys having this kind of offers as well?
Yes, we are talking with our agent in Germany. So we postponed our tour that we supposed to do in this July for the next July. So Ruhrpott Rodeo and other couple of festival, and I think couple of weeks around for the next year in Germany is already booked. And then we are waiting for France and Spain. Maybe UK will be a little bit harder this time because of Brexit. And we are also waiting for things that is going to change again for the United States after the Trump era. So we hope it will be easier,
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. And one of the things I can say about GIUDA, and of course Menges too, like we have here two of the best representation of Italian bands that really didn't stay in Italy to play. Like they went outside, and you probably have even more success outside of Italy respect of what you have in your nation. Because for example, you toured with GIUDA United States many times, but Europe, you do sold out shows in London. You do every time I go to America, like people talk about GIUDA, and I guess it's the same for the Menges, because Menges in particular, they always decided to go outside of Italy to play, even if it was harder at the beginning. And so my question is, how do you feel? What is the state of the band right now, and what is your favorite country to play in, if you have one? Like, where do you think people understand more GIUDA at this moment?
Maybe it's UK and United States. I mean, probably it's the place where we had more success in the last year. We had the opportunity to play such a big tour, in such a huge tour in the United States. Last time we've been there, we played something like 25 gigs in more than 1 month. I think it was like 40 days. So
wow.
Yeah, that's probably the best place for us to go to play. I think, yeah, at the moment. we should go in Japan for the first time, and we were really excited. We made like silk screened posters, we prepared everything, and then the COVID situation explodes, so we had to cancel everything, and it was a shame, because we were really excited to go there for the first time.
Yes,
I
but
think, yeah.
I think we will go there, and also I'm talking with some guys from Australia and New Zealand. So I think that the next year or in couple of years we can go there, and it will be great. Personally, I also love Spain, and France too is fucking good. You know, it's I think that the problem in Italy is that is the rock culture. We don't have a rock history, or the rock history we had remain, you know, a little bit too much underground. When you go out, so you can find a lot of people, also a lot of young people that understand what you're doing on stage. So I think that this make the difference between Italy and the rest of Europe or United States or UK.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
first.
you actually mentioned probably, you know, two of the countries that, you know, your music come from. Well, our music come from, like United States and UK, and then the European countries that really, you know, embody that culture, which is France and Spain. You know, of course, you know, we love Italy; it's our country.
Yeah,
But
of course.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like we still have to. I think having an open-minded about rock and roll, you know, like punk rock, glam rock, like, you know, 70s or 60s rock and roll and stuff like that, you know, it seems like people outside of Italy tend to focus less on stereotype or, you know, genres, and they have an open picture. Do you feel that when you play around?
Totally. Yes. I'm agree with you. It's totally like that. And you know, if you go in the United States and you turn on the radio, you just understand why they you know, they grow up listening that kind of stuff. It's normal for them to listen to AC/DC or I don't know, ZZ Top or the Ramones, or so that's why maybe people is more prepared, maybe, or on what we on what we are doing on stage. That's the difference. I mean, as you said, we love Italy. We like to play in Italy, but things are a little bit difficult for us. You know, is always we always have to talk about underground festivals or stuff like that, which I love. But when we went to France, we play in giant festival, like it was the Hellfest, and all different bands were together. I mean, from Marilyn Manson to GIUDA or I don't know, or extreme metal bands. They were all together and people enjoy that. So I'm totally agree with you.
And talking about big festivals, we have a question. Let's see. Here it is. Did you play at Punk Rock Bowling in USA? And how was that experience?
Oh, we played there a couple of times, and it was great. The first run we just played Las Vegas and Asbury Park, the main stage, and then we played the year next after the late show in Las Vegas with the Cox Parrer, and in Asbury Park with not Dynastic Front, the hardcore band. Lorenzo, please help me.
Non mi ricordo.
No.
I don't remember.
There were the Street Dogs and
Tenda, but I want to say something. Tell them about the first time we played at the Punk Rock Bowling. The first gig, how it was. Don't tell
the first gig was very hot. Too much. We played at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and
no. We played like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the.
No.
Are you sure?
Vegas, no.
I remember we were like under the sun.
Under the sun,
in the park.
yes.
It was like
with the ground that was bowling. And once I left the stage, I fell down completely without water in my body. It was terrible. Nobody wants to play at that time.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But here, main stage, punk rock bowling, there must be an experience.
Yeah, but in Las Vegas, it was like 40 or even more.
I can imagine.
40 degree, and it was like we were like we were dying, really, totally.
Probably
But
coming out of some very high air conditioned room, just right into the sun.
So talking about the band and the foundation of the band, what I really like about you is that you refresh, some kind of elements of some genres and combine them together in an exciting new formula. For example, one of the things I really admire is the fact that you have this really dedicated fandom, just like a sort of Kiss Army, but in an underground band like GIUDA, which is the GIUDA Horde. And at the same time, you take, elements from bubblegum music, from, Bay City Rollers, from punk rock, from glam, and merge them together. Like, when you started GIUDA, all these was planned, or, you decided to do it while you were, playing and say, like, okay, we can do this and we can do that? Because you came from Taxi, which was a more straightforward Punk 77 band.
Yeah. Actually, when we started GIUDA, it was because we lost our drummer in Taxi, Francesco, and so we decided to stop play with Taxi and to start. But of course, we wanted to continue to play, because we grew up playing since we were kids. We are playing together. I play with Tenda since we were like 12 years old. So. Yeah, so we decided to start a new things, but we didn't plan to do something like that. We just started to play together in our studio, and in that period, I was listening a lot of junk shop glam rock stuff, because it was when Cherry Red, RPM Records, put out a couple of compilation called Velvet in Mine and Books. And I discovered those kind of bands because I of course, I knew Slade, I knew Suzy Quattro, I know Sweet, but I never heard about those obscure bands. It's something similar to punk rock Killed by Death, all those band that maybe release just one single and then they disappear forever. So I was listening a lot of that stuff, and when we started to play together, we started to mix punk rock with that music, and so that's the reason why we recorded Crazy Roller. It's like you said. I mean, in our records there is a lot of different stuff. Is the music we grew up with. I mean, from punk rock to British Invasion, or even new wave of British heavy metal. I mean, there is lots of stuff that we like and that we took something from, and we started to play in our own way. The things that I really like from GIUDA is that I think we create our own sound.
Yes.
So I mean, it's if you listen to our music, you can recognize that's GIUDA.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
And
you evolved too. You evolved too since the beginning, because if you listen to Crazy Roller is really different than your latest stuff, that you included more like space rock or more experimental stuff or more like synth music.
Personally, is to me is something to survive. I mean, I can't play always the same things. I mean, I really like to try to explore or to non mi viene il termine.
Dillo in italiano, dillo in italiano.
I really like to explore new stuff. I mean, it's something that I need to survive because I need to find new excitement in what I'm doing. So that's why I think there was an evolution, an artistic evolution that bring us to EVA, which is pretty different from the beginning of GIUDA, and it's something that make me really proud of our discography. I think there are some bands that can do always the same things, and that's good. I mean, I really love the Ramones, or I love the AC/DC, and they did it always great. You know, they started from that point. I mean, they evolved too, but they did the same things, and they did in the best way possible. Because if you listen to the Ramones, they're nobody that did that like they used to do. But we are not that kind of band. I mean, we are a different kind of band, so we have to make un percorso, come si dice?
It's
a path. Yes.
Okay.
Music path.
But believe me, sometimes it's pretty hard, because Lorenzo is a great, I think the biggest songwriter I ever met in my life. But he throws away tons and tons of songs. So when you think, okay, we got it, he say no, start again. I think we could release I don't know, maybe 10 other LPs with the song we threw away.
And do you feel your following, your fans are of course they are respecting the direction you're taking and the change, which I believe it keeps the band very fresh, and I believe it's the better thing you can do. But do you have fans that keep going like I love the Racy Roller and I still want to hear that sound again?
It happened very often. A lot of people ask us, okay, but can you play, I don't know, Don't Stop Rocking or stuff like that? And but I think it's normal. The people, yes. We, as Lorenzo was saying, we like to try to do new things, different things, what we really like in that moment, and then when you go on stage, you try to make the people turn in love with the thing that you're proposing. But as you know, many times people want to make you do a step back and propose the old stuff that works.
But I think it's not, maybe it doesn't mean that the new stuff has less value, but sometimes most of the fans probably wants to hear the old songs because they care more about them by heart, because they've been listening to them for many years. This doesn't mean
it's a different connection with what you have done. So, but it's the same for me. When I listen to the Iron Maiden or the AC/DC, I always go to the first 2 or 3 albums.
I listen to Iron Maiden, and actually the last 3 or 4 albums I barely listen to them.
I don't know what they've done.
So another thing I really admire of your band is that even if you released many records with various independent labels all around the world, and even famous labels, you basically kept everything really do-it-yourself with the release of your records. Like, I guess you still reprint your own first record or second record. Sometimes you license them, like for example to Burger Records or to other local independent labels. But you do everything by yourself. You do your own merch, you do your own records, you print them, you sell them. Correct, Lorenzo?
Yeah, it's like that. I mean, we follow all the process since the recording, and then the artwork, and everything is our under our control. I mean, even with the box set, we made some 45 adapters.
Yes.
And these adapters were made by my father.
That's beautiful.
So,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, from one point, it's because we really care about details, you know, and I think that those details make the difference. If you care about the artwork, if you care about, and if you follow everything you did, I mean, no one can ruin your product. And at the end is the best possible. And from the other side, I mean, we are a small band, so we have to do things by ourselves because we have no one that does those things for us. I mean, even if when we go on tour, sometimes we need to drive our van because we can afford to bring too many people with us, you know, with us in our crew. So
yeah,
that's the reason why.
I know for a fact that you guys also pick the vinyl pressing plant yourself.
I mean, when we made the cutting of the vinyl of EVA, I flew to London with Danilo because I wanted to see what they were doing.
That's good. That's good. That's great that you follow the whole process. So basically control the quality. But you said you're a small band, but I guess, you know, some of your records sold a lot of copies considering that they were independent. Like, what is your most sold record so far?
Racy Roller,
Racy Roller,
of course. Yeah.
And can you tell us the numbers?
I think we are near 16,000, 17,000, something like that, in between LPs, CDs, and
we lost it because so many repressing. So I can check how many we print for sure, but yeah, so that's the number we sold because they I think everybody sold out them. So
yes, but that's also the reason why some press from UK and United States started to show some interest on the band, and everything started from this number, you know. And then here in Italy, some people started to pay attention to the band because in UK they were talking about us, because in US they were talking about us, and this story went like that.
So first of all, it's an incredible number. I mean, if it's 15, 16 or 17, I mean, 1,000 of one record, it's basically a gold record right now. I guess a gold record right now is 20,000.
How many? 20,000.
I guess so. Some years ago it was 20,000, but then I don't know if they consider like digital sales or not digital sales. But anyway, it's unbelievable number for independent. So congratulations for that. And I'm interested in this because the other day I was discussing about Sub Pop Records, you know, before it became Sub Pop, and the fact that they basically, as they were from Seattle, you know, and no one cared about Seattle back then, they had to basically convince a journalist from Melody Maker from UK to travel to Seattle, and they kept him there for like 2 weeks, giving him like booze, drugs, in order to try to force him basically to write an article. And that's how, you know, the whole Sub Pop, you know, interest started. So you're telling me that the interest from UK or from US basically gave you more, you know, interest in your own country or around you, I guess.
Yes,
correct.
Yes, it's definitely like that. You know, it's like you know, they waited that outside of Italy, someone said, okay, they are good musician. They played a good rock and roll, so you can go. Then here in Italy, they said, okay, we can go out with a press on GIUDA, and that's it.
Now we see
But
you.
it's always the same thing. I think it's a matter of culture. It's a matter of culture. If we were different kind of band, maybe different kind of music, more mainstream oriented or more poppy in a modern way. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. We could be here telling another story. But about us, it went like that. I can sign it.
Let's see, there is a comment. The article on The Guardian had many of my British friends asking me more about you guys. Some said they sound more British than many UK-based wannabe mother rock bands. Not sure what they were referring to, but it was great. And don't you feel? Do you feel sometimes that being Italian or being an Italian band sometimes is stopping you from having more success? Because it seems like always Americans says like if you are from LA or New York is most likely to get more attention. The same from maybe in Europe, being from UK, you have more chances to be heard. You feel the same?
I can say that a band from UK, band from the US have more chances. In general, if you're a good band, you can play a small club, but it's easier that someone could see you, a journalist or a promoter or a label or something like that. Here in Italy, you have to work really, really, really hard, and the occasion to show what you can do are not so much, and is not easier as in other places to have the chance to meet the right people that can help you, because you need someone to help you if you want to make a step.
Yeah.
That's real. We can talk about dreams and whatever you want, but if you don't meet the right people to help you booking the right shows and the good promoter, the good label, and you can also work with a big label or supposed big label, but if you don't find the right person inside, you can waste your time, and we done it at a certain point. I don't want to make it to make name, but it happens. It happens.
No, let's make
Sometimes.
names. Let's make names. There was
No.
first. Wait.
Burning Guard.
Tell me.
Burning Guard.
Burning Guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Burning Guard. That they basically restarted the label because of you. Something like that, right? Correct.
Yeah. They took us and later the Booze and Glory, but they weren't the old Burning Guard. So they started they tried to do a good job, but it was difficult. It was difficult maybe for them. It was difficult for us. Maybe taking another choice and maybe working with a smaller situation. Maybe it would be better, or maybe not. It's a matter of people or lucky and stuff like that.
Yeah. Don't you think sometimes that maybe it's also because of you, because you've become so good in following the whole process that basically you, GIUDA, as label of GIUDA, are better than most of the other labels? You know what I mean? That you became so good in doing that it's really rare to find someone better than you in promoting and selling GIUDA.
Actually, we were doing great because we were doing everything by ourselves. And when we got the proposal from Burning Guard, we weren't sure. I mean, we talked about that for almost a year. Like, do we want to say yes or better to stay by ourselves? We talk a lot between each other. At the end, we said, okay, let's let's try and let's see how things can be. Maybe, better. But it wasn't like that. But if you don't try, if you never try to do things, I mean, you can tell. So it can happen.
Yeah. But the most important thing is to learn from each situation, and we are little bit, from the old school, or something like that. No, but the biggest problem for us at a certain point was to, we are in the digital era. You have to be so fast with Facebook and Instagram, and also the promotion and of your music and stuff like that has to be done in a certain way. And at the beginning, it wasn't easy, to enter this kind of mentality. We love the vinyl and the analog stuff and stuff like that, but the world of music now is running fast, and we had to change our way of thinking for some situation, and try to be on the way like the younger that are so fast for us.
Always learning, always.
Yeah.
What was the moment? Because now GIUDA is your career. I guess beside the pandemic, which of course I'm sure was a hard moment, a difficult moment. Like, you really live out of GIUDA, of the band, of touring, of releasing your own records. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So what was the moment, if there was a specific moment, that you realized, oh, this thing is working? There is attention, there is people caring, I can do this. There was a particular moment, or a festival, or a show, or something that told you, okay, now I have to decide if I have to do this, or I want to do this as my career.
But I think after the release of the first album, everything happened so fast. And when we started to write the second album, Let's Do It Again, I think we looked each other in the eyes and we said, okay, the train is passing now. We have to jump in or not, and we have done without making a lot of thoughts around. We were 30 years old, so not so young, with lot of situation, families. I had a child at the time. He was 1 year old. So if we stop to think too much, maybe we had not take this kind of decision. So we just said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it, and we started, and then when you do things, other things arrived, and that's it.
Gets easier.
But sorry for my horrible English, but it's like 1 year and a half that I don't speak English, so sorry. I apologize.
You made yourself understood very well, I'm sure.
I think the first time when I thought that something strange was happening, it was when we went to play one of our first gigs outside Italy. We went to play in France, and it was so exciting because people went mad while we were playing, and I thought, I start to believe that something was happening. I mean, something bigger. I mean, something that never happened before to us when we were playing with Taxi. We never get all those attention, because after Resi Roller came out, lots of magazines start to write us, lots of promoters start to write us, and it was hard for us to to do everything by ourselves, because we got a lot of proposal. I mean, we used to do everything by ourselves. I mean, book shows, recording, release our records. But at one point, it was impossible to do things by ourselves. So we started to think that something was happening. And as Tenda said, we said, like, okay, let's make GIUDA our first and our principal occupation. I mean, our daily job.
Yeah.
And so Tenda left his job, and I wasn't working, so I didn't left anything.
But I remember you had a bar, Lorenzo.
Yeah, I had a bar, but I was I decided to sell the bar just a few months after all the things start to explode for us. Yes.
Beautiful. And I know you guys, in that moment you start to have a lot of following, like we mentioned the GIUDA Horde, but a lot of also, other bands started to mention you as one of the most exciting bands. Who is the most famous GIUDA fan in your opinion, or the most unexpected one? There is one that you say, like, how is that possible that we arrived to that guy, or the one that make you most proud?
Let me think. That make me proud. Se devo pensare. One that it's weird and it's famous is the singer of Def Leppard. He's a huge fan. What's his name? He's Joe Elliott.
Joe Elliott, yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Joe Elliott is a huge GIUDA fan. He also wrote, I think, he wrote an article on Classic Rock about us, and he put us between the 200 songs you should listen before you die, something like that. I don't remember, but it was weird to me. Read about Joe Elliott.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
No, I mean there are lots of fun that make me proud. Just because when I was a kid, I used to listening to their records, so it's weird when you see, I mean, someone that played in Black Flag that says, "Oh, I love your band," or someone who played with I don't know. We play with so many bands. I mean, another big fan of GIUDA is Captain Sensible.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a really huge fan of glam rock. They went on tour with Mark Bolan in '77, so he's fan of glam rock since the '70s, and he's a fan of the band. Another one,
also,
yeah, tell.
Bye.
Another one that a friend of mine who works in a booking agency called Grinding Halt. I think it's Emiliano Tortora. He booked a show he booked a small tour for the Peel for John Lydon. And when he came to Rome, they went out one night to have some drinks, and John Lydon was with them. And John Lydon crew, they were all GIUDA fans, and some of them came to New York to see our show. So they put a few songs on the stereo, and John Lydon was like, "Oh wow, this reminds me like about Gary Glitter and the glam rock stuff." So that was I mean, it was good to me to listen that John Lydon likes our stuff, because I was a huge fan of I am of Sex Pistols. They changed my life forever when I was a kid.
Also, Euroboy, during an interview I read on the web, on the releasing of their on the making of their last album, he said that a couple of songs was inspired to the sound of GIUDA. So it's cool to hear that sometimes. It means that you have done something cool that people loves. And
I remember that because I was
great.
in Norway, and I know those guys, and Turbo Negro guys are big fan of GIUDA. They even invited you in Oslo to play the biggest venue in Oslo.
Yeah, we play with them the Rockefeller. In Oslo.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
we played a couple of times with them, and we had great fun. They're really nice guys, good guys, and it was cool to read these words and said, oh, okay, they made something, So
that's beautiful.
And you even had Francesco Totti, the football player.
Yeah, but he said when we met, we've been in Trigoria where the team train every day, and we met Francesco Totti, and someone from the production show him the video number 10, and they said, like, this is for you. And he took the computer and he looked at the monitor and he says, like, but this is the place where I used to play when I was a kid. And I said, yes, we went there to shoot the video. Okay. And he said, so now do I have to say that I like it?
Grande.
In Italian, in Roman, it was like, e mo devo dire pure che mi piace.
But I think is part of the character, of the captain of Rome being really sarcastic about himself as well. He's
yes.
But I'm sure
it was totally like that. It was fun. It was it could be weird if he said, like, okay, I'm a big GIUDA fan, because
maybe it's not his sound.
No, but let's say one thing: you made football or soccer cool again in the rock and roll world, because before it seemed like there was football fandom and then rock and roll, and they were two separate things. And then suddenly you came,
football and music are not good together.
Not at all.
Game.
No, but that's good, because you put that in your sound, and it felt natural, because all the whole aesthetic of nostalgic football from the 80s and your imaginary of GIUDA, they go well together. Also for the fact that being a football fan, it's cool for me that you put some stuff in it. Also other sports and stuff like that. The cover of the second album, or it's great because it gives something that from outside of Italy is cool. I mean, I'm sure for UK listeners or for American listeners to hear you from Rome singing about football in Rome, it's perfect. It's great. Just like for us listening to people singing about hockey or football, NHL.
Absolutely, but I have to say about how many people also in the United States came to our show with AS Roma t-shirt, or maybe a Real Madrid t-shirt, and talking about football, because
soccer.
Yes, soccer. So, it happens so many times. So
that's it. I remember this story that you also met James Pallotta in Boston. Is that correct?
Yes, and I didn't recognize him at the beginning.
We met him in New York.
Oh,
New York, okay.
Yeah, we were on tour in the United States, and one day we got a call from someone in Italy who says, like, I am the come si dice, non mi viene, mannaggia,
the press office.
Bravo. This is the press office of AS Roma, and we want to tell you that tomorrow in Boston, James Pallotta, the president, is coming to see your show. I was so close to say, like, fuck off. I thought it was like a friend, making like a stupid joke. I was like, but after that call, we got another call from one guy that says like, I gave your number to AS Roma press office, so they should call you. So I said, so it's true that tomorrow he's coming to the show. The president is coming to the show. And I says like, okay, tell him that I can put him on the guest list.
Did AS Roma ever contacted you for anything that connected to the media, or just being because I mean, of course you're an independent band, but at the same time, bringing around the name of an Italian team around the world, and having a song of the most famous football player, and having the president, which is American, coming to your show. I mean, did they ever offered you anything, or maybe they told you not sing about Rome, don't use our...
No, when we met the president, Pallotta, we didn't met in Boston, but we met the day after in New York. We just found him at the bar, and we didn't expect him to come in New York. So he just put a bag of dollars from his pocket and says like, what do you want to drink, guys? And he started to buy us like whiskeys, and he saw all the show under the stage, and he was totally wet. He was totally wet because it was really hot in a small club called the Cake Shop in New York. France, maybe.
So, of course, it doesn't exist anymore, but it was great. Really small.
Imagine Moratti or I don't know, Silvio Berlusconi that and inside the Cake Shop singing the song of GIUDA. We have some video that we never show to nobody because it's private stuff, but with the President Pallotta clapping his hand to number 10 and jumping on stage to give like this to Tenda, like
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And now he's not your president anymore. How do you feel about him now that he left? Like you miss him, or?
I really liked him because he made AS Roma. A really good. Come si dice società?
Yeah, a good company.
He made a good team. I mean, it was a clean team. I mean, it's it's since the American started to work with the team, the team became so popular also outside Italy. It's much different now when you go in London or Los Angeles. People knows about AS Roma. That means that they made a really good job. I mean, about the social media and all these kind of things, and also for several years AS Roma was such a good team, always fighting for the first places. The first places, or also always in the Champions League, which is the main competition in Europe. So I really liked the work he did. So, but I know it was hard for him to go on because people started to complain about people that the football fans just want to win, and they don't understand that there's only one team. There's only one team that win every year, and the other are all losers. So, I mean, it went like that, but I'm sure he made a really good job with the team. So I was sad when he left, but I'm still in contact with him. I went. It's fun because if I think about the things I made with the president Pallotta, it make me laugh. Once I went to a show with him in Rome to see the U2 in the Stadio Olimpico.
What?
Stadium.
Lorenzo is a huge fan of U2.
No, that's not true. It's a long story. It's a weird story. Do you know Fritz Franz? Fritz from Como. It's a friend of.
Yes.
He worked with the American embassy for several times. So he said, like, let's go at the stadium to see the U2. I went there I just tell you this part of the story because it's too long. At one point, I was in the backstage with the US ambassador, Canadian ambassador, Bono Vox. Then there was, I think, Daniel Defoe, me,
William Defoe.
William Defoe, sorry. Me, William Defoe, and James Pallotta.
How did they introduce you?
Exactly.
And this is Lorenzo.
Exactly. I took a picture with them, and it's so funny because I think about their bank account with billion of dollar, and my one that is empty.
Legend.
Yes, probably Berlusconi had better after parties than Pallotta. We can all agree on that, but Pallotta was better for sure. No, that's fantastic stories, and it's incredible. Going back to the state of the band right now, you just released this box set. It's still available, right? You still have a handful of copies, or it's sold out right now?
Almost about 10 or 15 copies.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that because, of course, releasing something during the pandemic or, it must be kind of difficult because, you don't have shows to promote the record, but at the same time, it gives you the chance to really focus on creating something special, just like a box set with 7 inches. You say like, all I remember there is a lot of crazy memorabilia and gadgets and stuff like that. How was the reception of that? Well, if it's sold out, I guess a good reception. But do you think our style of music, our independent music, is shifting to a more people want to spend more money for exclusive colored vinyl box sets or stuff like that?
I think that people in this period needs for music, so if you go out with something new or something different or something special for some reasons, people want to get it, and we were lucky because people keep on buying stuff on our online store during the pandemic, and then was talking with Lorenzo and Alex, and I said, "Oh wow, there's no shows and stuff like that, but people are into music. They found another way to be into music." So we focused on this because we wanted to go out with something special for our 10 years. And we plan to do a very huge tour around Europe and Japan and United States again, but it wasn't possible. So we said, okay, let's give something beautiful to our people, and we are very happy because they are near to be sold out. So we have done the right thing.
Also because of the quality and the care you put in it, like you said before, and also because during the pandemic people has been mostly staying at home and didn't spend much money going out drinking beers, and they had a little bit more to spend on the records and the favorite stuff that they could order and get at home. So
yes, but also because some bands bigger than us, of course, they try to give some streaming shows and stuff like that. We are not that kind of band. We are not as big as some other bands to do a thing like that. So we had to find another way, and I think this was a good one. Produce a good product and put inside a lot of love.
we just got a new order coming in. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You see? And then they say Twitch doesn't work, but yes, I'm gonna order that too. Anyway, just because of fan, I want to know from you guys, like your latest record. We mentioned a little bit of space organ stuff. Does the Electric Light Orchestra was a sort of influence on that? Because I think they're one of those bands that are still now they're doing fantastic records. This one in particular.
Yeah. That's not the last one. Is the one before?
Exactly. No, this is the last one. This is the last one, actually. Yeah, they have the same cover, so you cannot recognize.
Okay, yeah, it's why.
You know, for example, like the other one.
Yeah,
This is the live, and
yeah. Just
this is the last
yesterday,
one.
I was showing to a friend the artwork of Out of Blue, which is from the end of the 70s, and
Yes.
it's fantastic. You open it, and there is the inside of a spaceship, and inside there is some cardboard to build a three-dimensional spaceship.
Yeah.
You know, with the cardboard.
Of course.
It's amazing, and the Electric Light Orchestra album are so cheap. You can buy a piece of art like that for €5, and I don't know why someone thinks that it's garbage, but they made some records that are amazing. And yeah, of course, they were an influence for me.
Yeah, no, it's one of those bands that somehow, you know, in UK, of course, they play Wembley. And but then, you know, this latest record, it's basically a garage rock and roll record, and they pass it on WFMU, just like, you know, you guys and stuff. But then they have that period of, you know, kind of funky rock, which I love, by the way. But, you know, so people stereotype them, oh, I'm not going to listen. Just like the Bay City Rollers, you know. People... famous Italian journalists used to take joke of me before GIUDA because I was listening to the Bay City Rollers, and then when you guys came, you made Bay City Rollers cool again. You know, suddenly everyone will listen to, you know, Bubblegum or that stuff again. So thank you for that. They still takes jokes of me, but not for Bay City Rollers.
I agree with you about the yellow, because if you people think, okay, maybe they listen a couple of famous tunes that maybe they are not so rock and roll, so maybe not so beautiful for people who likes rock and roll. But if you go inside their huge discography, and even the album from the 80s, for example, I don't know if you ever listened to an album called Time.
Yes, of course.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yes. The first song is called Twilight, and it's a fantastic song, and I really like them.
No, me too. I'm a big fan. I took the records here with me because I was sure that, you know, a little bit. It's like a little bit of, you know, Eva, your latest record was influenced a little bit by it, because, you know, they have like that, also the you know, the spaceship. So I'm really glad, and we will speak more about that. There are a couple of songs of them that when I listen to it, you know, make me cry, you know, there's like, so anyway, it's, talking about what you did lately, you, Lorenzo, became also, you know, a music producer, and we have a proof here because you produced the last record of this guy here. So how was the experience of, you know, being a, you know, is a career you're gonna, you know, go on with, and how was working with the Menges?
Yeah, I love production. I mean, the best part of doing a records is when you sit inside the studio and you start to put microphones, and then you know, you see the song grow every day. And I really like the production things about mixing and all the process. And I was surprised when the Menges contacted me, because I never I produce some hardcore bands, but I never produce a band like Menges. So I was surprised and I was proud about that, and I said yes, of course I would like to produce you guys, because it was Massi to write me the first time, I think, and it says like, yeah, of course I would love it. And it was really a good experience to work with them. First, because they are very similar to GIUDA, because they are a kind of a family, and it was always the same for us. Then we had several changes because we had several problems, but they really remind me about about my band, and so it was easy in that for that reason, and then it was good also because I mean they are similar to us also because they looks like a gang, you know, like the Ramones or the Kids Army. So I mean, for several reasons, they really remind me of GIUDA or Taxi. So it was easy in that. It was easy to produce them, and it was good also because I think that the last records is one of the best they did together with come si chiama?
Go Down.
Go Down.
Together with Go Down, yes. There are, and I mean, there are a couple of songs that I think are the best songs they ever produced.
Tell me the names. Tell me the names of the songs.
Giramelo un po'. No, me li ricordo i titoli, però mo te lo dico meglio quali so. Allora, no, Next to Zero.
I really like that one. I really like Next to Zero.
È uno dei
also the first
no,
single.
Next to Zero è una bomba. Quell'altro, Endless Detention.
And the first single that we released with Punk Rock Raduno at the last Punk Rock. So, you know, there is a connection in this. We released Endless Detention as a single in the first Worst Raduno ever. And now we're going to have the producer of that song in the second Worst Raduno because GIUDA is going to play again. You know, we repeat it. He's going to join the party and play the 16th of July. And for international friends, if you cannot come to Italy, even if now you're able to, you can. We are gonna live stream the show, so it's for free. It's gonna be on this Twitch channel, so please subscribe, and so you can come to Edonè, be safe, and enjoy finally GIUDA live. What are you gonna play on that show? You already know what we are gonna play.
GIUDA songs.
But at the moment, we are rehearsal, you know, and be back together playing after very long time. Then we have time. We have time to think for something special, different. I don't know.
Gonna be good.
And
yeah, for sure.
If I'm not wrong, I don't know if you can announce it. Probably now I'm gonna do something stupid. You guys have something more planned for the future, you know, talking about GIUDA and Mengis and what you produced for the Mengis.
I can talk about the single that's coming out because we have a 7 inches, which is gonna be Mengis song on side A. And the same Mengis song has been remixed and features members of GIUDA, and is going to be on side B. So this is coming out about next month. So it will probably be available at the festival. That's very exciting. Yeah, Tootsie Rolls. Thank you.
So from one side there is Tootsie Rolls.
The one side is the album version, and the other side is a remix made by Lorenzo, and it features members of GIUDA on backing vocals and other instruments, and Tenda too. And well, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I can't wait for it to be out.
And again, I should not mention this because we never spoke about this, but there is another punk rock band that is similar to GIUDA that is recording, you know, a song about another soccer team, but you know, about
football.
Football.
Soccer is for
about Atalanta, but we don't still know what when it's gonna be released. But you know, this guy.
Okay. You're talking about the. Oh, okay. No, that couple years ago, we've been asked to record something about Atalanta. We did it, but somehow it never got released. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
But Are you going to release a single or what?
I don't know. A couple years ago, we recorded a song about Atalanta. That some guys from guys, yeah, guys from the fans of the team. They gave us the lyrics in Italian, and we wrote a song that was supposed to be released when the stadium was going down to be rebuilt. But somehow, I don't know. I think that this thing got delayed, so this party got delayed, and I don't know what happened. But the song is still there. I don't know what. I don't know what.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You want to listen to it.
You're like it. That's good. We have to wait for Venditti to die, maybe to have our song in the stadium.
No, but this was supposed to be the official anthem of Curva Nord of Atalanta. So the lyrics was made from some of the ultras from Atalanta, and they made the song. And there are two versions with the ultras singing the chorus of the song. So one day we have to. We really have to.
Who knows? The interesting thing is that I've been asked to write a song that was both good to be played by my band and also good to be sing along in
the terraces.
So it came out a bit of an oi punk rock oi song, I guess. But it's interesting. It happened.
Cool,
I don't know if someone will ever hear it, but it just happened. And
I'm waiting for that.
Thank you. I was very careful to not speak just over you guys, so I didn't ask too many questions, but I really enjoyed the interview. What can I say?
Yes.
Me too.
It's great. It's great. Well, first of all, guys, thank you so much for everything you do. Well, as an Italian, just make us proud, to have someone to finally bring outside of Italy a good Italian flag, because as Italians, we can say, like, sometimes we feel ashamed of Italians going out, the tourists in particular, when you go out and see other Italians, you're like, oh no, I don't want to talk with them. But you are exactly the opposite, you're the revenge to that. And I can speak about the Manges too, the same way, It's like when I go around and tour with bands and, they say, oh, Italian GIUDA, it means, it means things can go well for Italians as well, even if it's harder, even if we are sometimes considered as, the last country you can speak about regarding rock and roll. So thank you so much for that. And also, again, thank you so much for joining our festival. And it means a lot to us. And I'm sure it means a lot for a lot of people from, here in the northern part of Italy or international friends joining. And it shows that, even if you play, not exactly, the punk rock that someone will supposed to hear at Punk Rock Raduno, it's great to see like the rock and roll and punk world is really united and is a big family, and your collaboration with the Manges show it. And, we know each other since many years. So thank you so much for that, because, we don't talk about behind the scenes, but it's a sacrifice for you as well to come to our little party instead of doing, other shows in the areas that are maybe paid more and stuff.
For us,
it's a pleasure.
Yes.
We love music and we live for this. So it's just a pleasure, and it's one of the best way to think to how to start again. So very happy.
Perfect.
We are happy.
Anything else? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy too. Of course, I want to say thank you for the interview, for the festival, to inviting us, because it's also for us. It's a way to start again. So I can't wait to be there and to see you guys. And thanks a lot for everything.
Yes, perfect. So we are gonna see each other the 16th of July. GIUDA, thank you so much, and say hi to Rome, and hopefully we're gonna see again and talk about Electric Light Orchestra and listen,
of course,
again. Or play football, maybe.
Ciao,
guys.
You guys,
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Beautiful, beautiful. This was GIUDA playing Second Worst Raduno, 16th of July. Soon we are going to announce...
Friday, right?
Sorry?
The Friday night.
The Friday, yeah, correct. It's going to be already on top on Friday. It's going to be, right from the beginning.
We should remind that the accommodation, if you want to stay in Bergamo for the festival, the ideal accommodation is for 2 nights. So you should get a Friday and a Saturday accommodation for the 3 days of the festival.
Correct. And soon we are going to announce how to book the hostel, and the accommodation. And also we are going to, open the Facebook event. We are going to show you the beautiful artwork and the new logo and the way to support us. So we are 2 months away, but still a lot of things to do and a lot of bands to announce. So I'm getting a little bit nervous.
Bands and many other things. Yeah. Maybe a busy couple months from now.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
thank you guys. Thank you guys for following us.
Yes, thank you so much. And Andrea, good night. We will speak in few hours about what we still have to do and what we did wrong today or tomorrow. So we'll see.
Good night. Ciao, Franz.
Good night. Ciao, ciao.